Hello, my dear friends. Yesterday in Los Angeles, thousands marched, but not for the king, rather against the one. Some call it the biggest protest LA has seen in years. So, why was there no King's March? And more importantly, what were the people demanding? Whether you are based in US or Europe, this story goes far beyond a local rally. It's about democracy, power, and how far Americans are willing to go to defend their freedom. On June 14, the same day as military parade in Washington DC, celebrating both the US Army's 250th anniversary and the President Donald Trump's 79th birthday, organized protests under the banner No King's Day erupted in over 2,000 cities, including Los Angeles. Locally, LA had already seen growing unrest over ICE deportation raids and the deployment of National Guard troops to the city of Angels, which many felt was an authoritarian overstep. Organizers explicitly rejected parallels with monarchy and authoritarianism, demanding that no US president stand above the democratic institution. The phrase no kings was chosen to deny any hint of celebration or consent. The idea wasn't to glorify power but to challenge it. In Los Angeles, organizers continued vocal opposition to policies they view as an authority, like heightened ICE enforcement, National Guard deployment without states' approval, military-style parade on the US side. Local leaders publicly opposed the militarization of civil spaces, reinforcing the city's stance against endorsing kings or a militarist pageantry in American democracy. The protesters were clear in their demands. The most important demand was to go against the authoritarianism. They carried signs reading Dethrone the King, this land belongs to the people, MLK's remark calling for accountability. The second voice they raised to stop IC raids and deportations. Many were directly affected by Los Angeles' aggressive immigration actions. And the third most important demand was to protect the democratic institutions. They saw deployment of troops against the civilian as a symptomatic deeper strategy to undermine civil liberties. Coalition ranged from immigration rights advocates and veteran to LGBTQ plus activists, highlighting the cross-cutting nature of protest. Overall, LA's No King action remained largely peaceful through the afternoon, with tens of thousands marching from the city hall. However, tension escalated near downtown federal buildings as dispersal orders were issued, prompting police to deploy flashbangs, tear gas, and less lethal munition. According to the CBS and AP reporting, LAPD and country's sheriff's deputies responded to some protesters throwing objects, and 7 officers were injured in altercation. Though many voices in the crowd said police provoked the confrontation. Meanwhile, trained volunteer marshals work alongside organizers to keep events orderly. This wasn't just an LA movement. No King's Day saw rallies in cities like Philadelphia, Oakland, Santa Monica, and even small towns across America, mirroring anti-monarch sentiments and echoing protests earlier this year. The movement was spearheaded by coalition groups including ACLU, Planned Parenthood, Teachers Union, signaling that major civic players view this as a large-scale stand for democracy. Notably, protesters deliberately avoided Washington DC, preferring to spread their message nationwide, saying power isn't just in our capital, it's in our communities. Inspirational voices took the mic who proclaimed this land belongs to the people, not to the monarch or autocrats. The imagery was deliberate. The American and the pride flags, truncated crowns, and street movement captured sentiments protest is patriotic. Additionally, volunteers from the ACLU organized Know Your Rights workshop and community marshals, striving to maintain civility, de-escalate hot moments, and reinforce that these are not faceless protests but deeply organized democratic expression. So why does this matter to a broader American and European audience? Because it's a lens into how democracies handle movements of perceived authoritarian drips. This isn't a fringe. It's a national dialogue about civil rights, separation of military and civilian power, and the health of democracy itself. In LA, no kings march because they don't want in. They march for a democracy, for a community. If the military parade in Washington symbolized authority, LA Street symbolized the power of people's voice. That contrast is the heart of this movement. So, what do you think? Was No King's Day a powerful rebuke of authoritarianism, or did it cross the line? How should government balance security and civil liberties? Let me know your opinions in the comment below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell so you never miss a story that helps you understand our evolving world.